Hello and welcome to KVIN Tech Chat. We're back with issue 20 and we had a month's break because we've been doing all sorts of different things.
Yes, we have, Matt. Yeah, we've all taken a bit of a break because it has been the summer, but it's great to be back and we've got a real bumper-packed issue this time round. Shall I crack on with our first update?
And we've even got a special guest.
Oh, we have.
But we'll say more about that later and let the special guest introduce themselves.
Definitely.
So you've got an update then?
I have, yeah. One of the things that's come out recently, which I'm quite impressed with, if you've heard of British Wireless for the Blind Fund, they normally do a range of radios and devices for people to listen to, either podcasts or music. If you're on means tested benefits, you can get these on basically permanent loan. So they do that. They also do an app which lists a load of different talking podcasts and VI related radio stations. But now they've got a new app which is called Speech Radio. Again, it's a freebie, so we Yorkshire folk, we like the free stuff. But basically it gives you access to over 10,000 regional, national and international radio stations. So that's quite amazing. I mean, a lot of people do listen to radio stations via the phone on an app. But if you've got like one app per station or one app per selection of stations, this one single app can you literally store hundreds of different of your favorite stations. So definitely worth a look. Like I say, it's free, and the best thing about it, because it comes from BWFB, it's being built with accessibility in mind. So there's basically two really good features to this app. If you're like me and you're so used to an iPhone or an Android phone and the swiping of either talkback or voiceover, you can use the app in the kind of gestures setting. So you can swipe through your different channels, you can swipe through your favourites and add things to your favourites in that sort of way that you would when using voiceover or talkback. If you're a fan of a smart speaker, then this app also uses voice commands. So whichever camp you fall in, whichever's your fave, there's an ideal way for you to use this app. All it needs you to do is say something like play Magic Radio and it will play that station for you. It's as easy as that. Likewise, if you were doing the double tap and the swipe, again, it's so easy to use, so definitely worth checking out. And that is Speech Radio, available in both Android and Apple stores. And like I say, it's free, definitely worth checking it out. And it's not the only updates that's been happening, is it, Mark?
No, we've got a couple of other updates for you as well. As some people may be aware, the new version of Windows, which is Windows 11, launched on the 5th of October. Now, it does require a fairly modern computer, really something within the last 2 years. So before you install it, it will check your system to make sure it works. Doesn't sound like there's going to be huge leaps forward in terms of accessibility. It's keeping the Windows magnifier and the Windows narrator that we're all familiar with, but it does sound as if it's going to make accessibility a little bit more consistent across all different apps. So things like color schemes and accessible themes will hopefully work a bit more smoothly across all of the different Windows programs that you might be wanting to use. So we're going to have a go. We're going to take the plunge. We'll download it on a machine if we can, see if it works, and we'll report back on the next issue. Other updates, those of us that are using iPhones have now got the potential to upgrade to iOS version 15. Few new features there. Probably two that are the most useful from an accessibility point of view are the ability to get much more detailed information on images. So it will describe what's on the image. It will try and identify the number of people that are on the image and that sort of thing. So that's a new feature to play with. And for those of us that are using font enlargement on the iPhone, there's the ability to adjust the font size per application. So, you know, you sometimes get that situation whereby an application has a font size and it will not display everything correctly, and you just wish it was that could be adjusted so that text displayed correctly. You're going to have more potential to customize how it displays text for individual apps. So it'll be interesting to see how that works, see if it does work any better. So that's the updates from Windows and iOS. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. We've got a special guest, haven't we, special guest?
I haven't got a drum roll, but I do
you
have
want
a saxophone and a ukulele.
A saxophone and a ukulele?
Yeah, don't encourage me to get a drum.
Do you think people might be able to guess who our guest is if we mention saxophone and ukulele?
Probably, yes. It's Jules from sunny Cleckheaton, and I'm sorry if I'm disappointing all those people that might have been expecting a celebrity.
You are a local celeb, Jules.
I am. And it's lovely and sunny down here in Cleckheaton. I can't believe that in October we're getting such nice weather, which would actually lead me on to a really interesting app that I'd like to tell you about, which is called GoodMaps Outdoors. It was actually put on the tech chat as a link that Sam put it on a couple of days ago. And if you're interested in using your technology on your headsets when you're out walking or you're going on the bus or whatever, I know there's quite a few out on the market, and you kind of try them and see what suits you. So I've given this one a go over the last few days. I've been down into Cleckheaton, and it's really good. On the first experience, sometimes things are a little bit difficult to get used to, but right from the very start, the best thing is it's free, which we all like that, don't we? That means I can go out and buy some more shoes because I don't have to pay for the app. And handbags. The second thing is when you download it, sometimes when you set up accounts, when you get a new app, it can be quite faffy. Well, it's not. It's really short, really simple, totally accessible. And there's really 4 main function buttons within the app. One's a POA, which that took me the longest to work out. It means places of interest. And I didn't know. I had to ask Alexa what it was. But there's places of interest, there's location, there's your settings, and I've forgotten what the other one is. Just general, I think it is. And you can do a search really quickly. So say if you, for example, I wanted to go down to my local butcher's, you type the name in and literally within seconds, it brings up more or less the perfect option straight away, rather than sometimes it tells you about 5 or 6 different places which are like miles away. So that's good. You can save them as well. And once I got this going, I set off the other day down to the butcher's, and I deliberately walked in the wrong direction to see if it would actually do anything or it would tell me. So I did actually turn off in the wrong direction, and it told me to turn round, which we're quite impressed with that, because it does it for sat navs with cars, but I've never come across an app where it actually does that. Another feature as well is if you're not quite sure where you are, you can actually shake your phone and it's the thing called a wand. You can turn this magic wand on and it will tell you what's around you and where you are. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to replace it with Soundscape. I'm not going to use Soundscape and try to stick to this one because I think it's got really good potential to take its place. So I don't know if you've had a go with it. Have you, Sam? Have you had a chance to have a look?
I haven't had to go with it outside yet, but I did set it up, and like you say, it's so easy. There's no faff at all to set this up. It literally, I signed in with an email and it sent me an email to verify, and that was it. So simple.
Yeah. I expected at some point for it to ask me to subscribe, to a monthly fee, because I thought sometimes it can be too good to be true when it sounds really nice and really clear. It's got a good voice. Apparently, within the settings, you can do all sorts of different volumes of voices and different measurements that it will announce how far away you are from a place. And there's quite a lot of settings for you to look at on the screen. So, like your background colours and what have you, and your brightness. I don't really look at those because I don't need to use those, but there's quite a lot there for people with low vision as well as no vision. So I definitely recommend giving it a go. If you're a bit apprehensive, what I did was, the first time I went out, I had my Soundscape in the background, but then I had this new app at the front. So I'd kind of got 2 things going so that if I did get stuck, I could fall back on one of them. but I didn't get stuck. It was really good. So I definitely recommend giving it a go.
Yeah, there's some really sort of powerful technology being used there. It was the company GoodMaps have actually just bought out another company that used to produce the RNIB Navigator. And at one point, if you been out and bought RNIB Navigator as an app, it would have cost you about £200. So it's amazing now that within the space of a few years, they're starting to make this available to us free of charge. And it's going to be available on Android as well.
Another quick thing that I forgot to mention is also as well, I know there's quite a lot of similar apps, but this one, it tells you when you're getting warmer, which means you're getting close to your destination, which I think is quite quirky. But also, like sometimes, say for example, if I went down to the market in Cleckheaton, now when I go to the indoor market, I want to go via the back entrance because that's where the pet store is to get Tessa's, the guide dog's dog treats. So, but on most apps, it will just take you to the main door, but within where you save your locations of where you want to go, your places of interest, you can actually put which door you want to be guided to. So you can default from the front door to the back door, which again, you might not use it all the time, but you do come across places where you have more than one entrance. So it's really quite good to use that feature as well. Yeah.
Definitely, and I do like the thing, because this is something we have spoken about many times on the podcast about before, how actually just getting going and setting off in the right direction with one of these GPS apps can sometimes be one of the biggest challenges. So I really do like the fact that you went in the wrong direction and it quickly told you about that. So are you going to do a tech chat special then for us, where you take us via the bag shop and the shoe shop round Cleckheaton?
Yeah, I could do that. I think I'd empty people's bank accounts fairly quickly.
Oh, as long as it's only your own, we wouldn't mind.
No.
Jules, thank you very, very, very much for that. And if anyone would like to feature as a special guest on the KVIN Tech Chat podcast and talk about an app that you're really familiar with, do let us know. And like Jules, you can come and join us on the podcast. Sam, we've got some more updates.
We've got a load of updates. Are you ready, guys? Right, the first one is our AGM. That's coming up on Thursday, the 28th of October. Once again, it's going to be on Zoom, so there's no excuse for not coming. Anyone wishing to come can contact my colleague Mel Stephen at kvin.org.uk. So please just fire her out an email and she'll send you the link nearer the time. Also coming up, as you know, we've opened our Batley group on a Wednesday. So you can come in, have peer support, or you can have a one-to-one appointment. They continue, but we've also got a load of other things going on as well. There's also going to be yoga, an aromatherapy course, plus a whole heap of special guests. So we've got Kim Ledbetter MP, we've got people from Health Watch Kirklees, Locala, Arriva, all sorts of different guests coming in. So please, if you're local and you've got the time, pop into the Whitfield Centre every Wednesday, 10 until 2:30. On a Thursday, we have one-to-one appointments available in Huddersfield for anyone that wants some tech support. We also have the walking group going out in various locations right through to November. And drum roll, if I wish I had a drum, the Dewsbury group.
I was thinking about doing one on the desk, and I don't know.
We need to get one. We need to
just get a special effect drum roll.
The Dewsbury
Leave it
group,
with me. I'll have a look into it.
The Dewsbury group, which was our biggest group, is going to make a comeback in November. So look out on social media for more details about that. It's going to be in Long Causeway Church, which is going to be in the centre of town. So brilliant for anyone coming by train, bus or walking in. More updates on a Friday. We've got our Huddersfield groups continuing, morning and afternoon sessions. So please get in touch if you'd like to be involved with any of those. We also have the peer support Zoom continuing on a Friday morning, and then the Apple and Android groups in the afternoon. And a couple more updates. We've got quite a few days coming up. There is World Mental Health Day. There's also World Sight Day, National Braille Week, and National Hate Crime Awareness Week coming up. So there's going to be all sorts of relevant posting across our social media platforms, highlighting those 4 events as well. So please follow us on Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn for any information or support with regarding any of those.
So there's an awful lot going on, and it's never been easier to keep in touch with us. Don't forget, you can find us across Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. You can find this podcast on our YouTube channel, on Spotify, and on TuneIn Radio podcasts. You can look at our website, www.kvin.org.uk, and you can email us on info@kvin.org.uk. So there's lots happening. Do keep in touch with us, and we'll be back in November with another podcast. So from myself, Mark Owen,
and myself, Sam,
And me, Jules.
our special guest, bye
Thank
for
you.
now.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.